if I was gonna be an addict, then I could use it to help myself. Like I could really hone in on good things. Because the thing about addiction is that it just drives you to do the same thing over and over and over again. The most important thing is like, why did I start? Like, why did I start doing anything creative? And it took me 17 years to figure that out. And that only came from a friend of mine seeing that I was super introverted and writing poetry, like in a notebook. And I was homeless and I had it in my book bag. And he was like, oh, well, like I record hip hop and you should do hip hop. And it saved my life. Like it 100% focusing time and energy and money on not doing other really bad things saved me. My wake up moment was like throwing up blood and chasing that with a bottle of liquor. The realization that like your kidneys, your appendix are shutting down and you're killing yourself was like, oh, I should probably not do that anymore. But it was at the same time this idea that I can take that same addiction, that same thing that drives me to do that, to do really good stuff. And that's where I focus my energy now. And be it music in a way that really fulfills me, be it in front of a camera or behind a camera, recording other people, hearing their stories, telling a story, doing something in a way that helps people feel not alone.
Yeah. Yeah. My life is kind of a hardball. Mentally, I'm jigsaws. Got extendos and sawdust. Like my ramen with hot sauce. And I work hard, no days off. And it's heads up for Trayvon. And it's fuck 12 till they all gone. Fuck 12 till they all gone. And the whip pack full of shooters just like clown cars. The pole got a can, so the sound off. Put it to your chest like a handoff. See you in the afterlife. Down south like Lena Sprite. Now you're sleeping with the Antichrist. I'm from the bottom but not that low. I'm a weirdo with stretched your lows, but I get bopped off like glory hose. You gotta beat your dick like porno nose. We are not the same. I'm an addict in my veins. You are pinky, I'm the brain. I'm a 223, we are not the same.
It was my ability to be an incredibly good addict to get good at what I did. I don't stop being an addict. It helps me get good at whatever craft it is, except for when it's in front of something really bad as well. And the only way that I feel that I can assign worth to everything that I've been through is if I can give it to someone else. Not the pain, but the experience, the education. Like I'm appreciative of hitting an incredible hell in a time in my life where I am mentally mature enough to be able to assess what happened, why it happened, and grow in a really positive way. Like I've got 3 kids. I have a responsibility for them. And like there's no writing music when you're throwing up blood and you can't think straight. There's no spending time with your kids. There's nothing. Like you can kind of be there physically, but you're not really there. And that's what happened. I was 100% not into anything that I was doing. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is a decision. Like I'm tired of suffering. I want to be whatever I need to be in the moment, experience it in its fullest with a clear mind. Because if I'm sad or I'm angry, and then I'm sad or angry on top of that already feeling, I'm mad at that feeling, it's completely blurring out my ability to process it. And so when I changed the goal, when I changed the target from happiness to peace, then it was just an influx of whatever happened, whatever the emotion was in the moment, knowing I can't control it, knowing that it's my responsibility to educate from it, made everything so much better for me. Because now it's not anger about not being happy, it's appreciation from when it happens. But there's nothing that is more relatable to than pain, because we all go through it. And I had this isolating belief that it was just me, that no one else understood what I was going through, that no one else was going to be able to empathize with me. But it's just wrong. And there is no better profound knowledge than the absolute chaos that we've experienced in our lives to then be able to uplift someone else. And so everything that I do in my everyday existence is the hope that at one moment, just 1 second, that's all it takes to make a person feel not alone. And that could change the entire landscape for them. And I'll never see it. Like, that's okay. Hope is the single greatest human commodity. And so if my pain and my destruction and the stupid things that I've decided to embark on in my life, I can learn from and then relate to someone that otherwise doesn't want to hear it, can inspire hope for that person, then it's all worth it. And then I don't feel bad anymore about the dumb things that I've done.
For me, music was like medicine in the sense that no matter what I was going through or whatever's going on externally, I could come back to the music and almost reconnect with myself, find myself in a sense. And writing lyrics, I always regretted never learning an instrument or taking piano classes or something like that. But writing lyrics, it really gives you perspective into yourself. Like, I felt like, again, the crowds I was with and decisions I was making, there were always people around. I was kicked out of my parents' house, and it was like life was a party, and a lot of bad stuff came from that. And, I was expelled from 4 different high schools, kicked out of my parents' house, like I said, at 15. They didn't talk to me for 3 years, wouldn't answer my phone calls. So I went through a lot, but through all of that, the one place I could always come back to is my notebook and writing my lyrics. And whether it was poetry, that's how I found myself. That's how I discovered rap. It started with poems in class when I was younger. And then my friend threw on a beat one day. We were hanging out, skipping school, threw on a beat. He said, hey, and I said something that rhymed. And the 2 other guys in the room were like, oh, that was kind of dope, man. Go with that. And then, they bring the beat back, and I kept going. And that's, like, I'll never forget that day.
1, 2, 3. As the speaker bleeds, it puts my mind at ease. Living life without a circus net up on a trapeze. Ever been on the back streets where young bulls know the clap heat? Drive-bys going down tonight, they want you in a backseat. Go ahead, check my rap sheet. Really live that thug life. All that shit you seen in movies, P has probably done twice. I remember some nights coming to the plug light. Might learn a lot in this game, but may never know what love's like. Gorgeous models, club nights, broken bottles, club fights. Go and pick your poison, show you what them drugs like. Really had a problem, could never get enough. I always had something for them, wanna be tough guys. I was living rough lives, kicked out of my mom's house. Not a dollar to my name, sleeping on my man's couch. Never kept a job, always stay scheming, making money for Uncle Sam. I never understood the reason.
We went from that to that. We used to go around to all the kegers, all of the local high schools, all the parties, and we'd show up for battles. And I would battle people just off the top of my head. And then afterward, it would be people sitting around and throwing words at me, and I throw it in the rap. And I was like, oh, I'm connecting with people on this, and that was a reward. And I said, it just made me realize that being creative in music, like I said, it's medicine. It saved my life. And I'm just thankful for that. I'm just thankful for music.
When you get caught up in the thoughts that caught you off guard, when you always on point, you never fall off. You gotta keep on, gotta keep your head up. You gotta push on to the point of a civil break. This is the painting of a mental that's in constant pain. Hold me tight, cause I'm afraid again. Like what happens when you lose it? All bets placed in the cards on the table. Dice roll, glass support, feeling smoke a blunt, so high as hope. This is the gamble that we take every morning. Yesterday is dead, that's why we're in constant mourning. Really tragedy. Ripped out the book and I never took another look. Probably back to feeling better by now. I know I'm my dad, so I'ma give my son everything that I never had. Stability, comfort, appreciation, at least a fucking phone call. I'll never leave him waiting. That's the hardest part, when you're waiting for the call and it never comes. I grew up way too young, but I'll never be ashamed of where I come from. You are who you are, never change for a soul. You're the most beautiful symphony ever composed.
What do you believe in? I believe in trying to make the world a better place. As I watch smoke billow from the rooms, could swear I saw the devil's face. Yeah, we all point a finger like we have the right to judge the world still with so much hate when all we need is love. Whatever happened is striving for peace. When did our breed become savage beasts? I don't know that answer, but I know this: if we don't come together, we're existence cancer. Imagine that, cause of your own demise. Consider that while staring in a loved one's eyes. Now it's getting real, yet most of us so numb that we can't even feel, or so ignorant that we choose to ignore facts. FDO proves that he pills and I say got a salt tap. I say it's all whack and better toss sack. If we don't find a way to break the mold, we ain't never gonna make it. Mother Earth's humanity's home, yet we're also quick to rape it. Of all the resources and never think twice. It's better than science, it's cold outside. Guess when you're rich, ignorance is bliss. But I'd like the plan to exist for our kids' kids. Sounds like a long shot and that's sad to me. The root of our own destruction, we're writing our own tragedy.